Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect time doesn't exist. You create it. Too many people are sitting on their dreams like they're waiting for a bus that's never going to arrive. You tell yourself, I'll start when things settle down, when I have more money, when the timing feels right. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. Life will never lay out a red carpet and say, here, now's the time to start chasing what you want. You're waiting for conditions to be flawless, but flaws are part of the process. Waiting for perfect is just another way of saying you're scared to start. And the longer you wait, the more the fire inside you cools. You think successful people started when everything was lined up neatly. No, they began when it was messy. They began when they were unsure. They began with the little they had and figured it out on the way. The perfect time is a lie you've been telling yourself so you can stay comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you're sitting there waiting for every star to align, you'll still be sitting there years from now watching someone else live the life you wanted because they were willing to move when it wasn't perfect. You have to understand that starting is what creates the momentum. Waiting kills it. If you keep saying, not yet, then not yet becomes never. You convince yourself you're being smart, strategic, patient, but deep down, you know you're hiding. You know you're using timing as a shield, so you don't have to face the fear of failing. The problem is that shield is also blocking you from winning. The world doesn't reward those who wait for the right time. It rewards those who take the time they have and make it right. Think about it. There will always be bills to pay, distractions to fight, responsibilities to handle. Life doesn't stop so you can chase your dream. You have to build while you're in the storm. You have to learn to plant seeds even when the ground isn't perfect. If you wait for the soil to be soft, the rain to be gentle, the temperature to be just right, you'll starve before you ever see a harvest. The people who eat are the ones who plant anyway, knowing that conditions can be worked with, knowing that effort changes the environment. The perfect moment isn't found. It's made. It's made in the late nights when you're tired, but you push one more hour. It's made in the early mornings when you'd rather sleep, but you get up and grind. It's made in the times when you're broke, but still invest in yourself. When you're unsure, but still take the leap. The perfect moment is forged in motion, not in waiting. And here's the kicker. While you're hesitating, the clock is still ticking. Time doesn't freeze just because you're not ready. Every day you sit still. Someone else is moving. Someone else is grabbing the opportunity that could have been yours. Someone else is getting better while you're getting more comfortable in the same place. And when you finally decide the moment feels right, it may be too late. You have to stop telling yourself you'll start when it's perfect and start telling yourself you'll make it perfect by starting. You have to stop thinking the stars will align for you and start becoming the kind of person who moves even in the dark. That's the real secret. It's not about having the ideal conditions. It's about becoming the person who can thrive no matter the conditions. You're not waiting on the perfect moment. You're delaying your future. You're putting your dream in a holding cell and acting like you've got unlimited appeals. But one day you'll wake up and realize you waited yourself out of your own destiny. And that's the most dangerous thing you can do. Not fail, but never even try because you kept waiting for something that was never going to come. Kill the excuses before they kill your dream. Excuses are dream assassins. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving your dream a slow, quiet death. You might not see it right away, but excuses are like poison. They don't hit you in one big strike. They creep in day after day, eating away at your discipline, your focus, your hunger. And the worst part, they sound so reasonable when you say them out loud. I'm tired. I don't have the resources. It's not the right time. They sound harmless, but they're deadly because they convince you to stop moving, to stop fighting, to stop pushing toward what you said you wanted. Excuses are professional liars. They dress themselves up as logic, but underneath, they're fear in disguise. You're not too busy. You're too distracted. You're not too broke. You're unwilling to sacrifice. You're not too unprepared. You're afraid to fail. That's what excuses do. They let you off the hook, but they keep you chained to mediocrity. You think you're protecting yourself from disappointment, but you're really robbing yourself of the chance to win. Your dream doesn't die because it's impossible. It dies because you stop showing up for it. And every excuse you make is another day you've chosen to protect your comfort instead of your calling. Think about it. Every great success story you admire is built on people who had 1,000 reasons to quit, but didn't. They had the same problems you have, maybe even worse. But instead of leaning on excuses, they leaned on discipline. Instead of saying, I can't, because they said, I must, no matter what. The truth is your dream and your excuses cannot live in the same space. One has to go. If you feed your excuses, your dream will starve. If you feed your dream, your excuses will die. But you can't do both. You can't tell yourself you want it more than anything and then let I'm too tired be the reason you don't work on it. You can't claim you're built for greatness, then fold every time it gets hard. Excuses don't just stop you in the moment. They rewire your identity. Every time you choose an excuse, you're telling yourself you're the kind of person who quits. And the more you do it, the more natural it feels. Before you know it, quitting isn't a big deal anymore. You get comfortable losing. You get comfortable not even trying. And that's when your dream is truly dead, not because it couldn't be done, but because you trained yourself to live without it. You need to treat excuses like enemies because that's what they are. They are the thieves that break into your life and steal years of potential without you even realizing it. They don't come in screaming. They come in quiet, subtle, disguised as valid reasons. But when you add up all the days you've lost to them, the cost is massive. You can earn money back. You can get in shape again. You can rebuild relationships, but you can never get back wasted time. You think you have forever to chase your dream, but you don't. And every excuse you make is another brick in the wall between you and where you want to be. That wall doesn't get smaller on its own. You have to tear it down one action at a time every single day. You have to decide that no matter how tired you are, no matter how busy you are, no matter how unprepared you feel, you will show up because excuses will never stop coming. The only thing you can control is whether you listen to them or crush them before they have the chance to crush you. You're not out of time. You're out of discipline. It's not the clock. It's your choices. People love to say, I just don't have the time. But that's not the truth. You're not out of time. You're out of discipline. The same 24 hours that you waste scrolling, overthinking, or putting things off are the same 24 hours that someone else uses to build their business, get in shape, learn new skills, and change their life. Time isn't the problem. It's how you're spending it. You think the clock is stealing your dreams, but it's your choices that are robbing you blind. When you lack discipline, every day slips through your fingers like water. You start the morning with good intentions, but you let distractions run the show. Wrong. You check your phone before you check your priorities. You give your energy to what's urgent instead of what's important. You convince yourself you're busy, but busy is not the same as productive. Busy can keep you running in circles, but discipline puts you on a straight path toward your goals. Time doesn't care who you are. It moves the same for everyone. The difference between winning and losing is what you do with it. Discipline is the ability to choose the hard thing now so you can have the better thing later. Without it, you'll keep choosing what's easy in the moment, and that easy choice will cost you years. You'll look back one day and realize you weren't waiting for the right time. You were letting the wrong habits run your life. You can't blame the clock for the fact that you keep hitting snooze. You can't blame the calendar because you watched a show instead of working on your craft. You can't say there's not enough time when you're giving hours to things that don't matter. The truth is, you're making trades every single day. You're trading your future for your comfort. You're trading progress for distraction. You're trading your dream for your discipline or the lack of it. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's choosing to stick to the plan when it's boring, when it's hard, when it's inconvenient. It's about telling yourself, I said I'd do this, so I'm doing it. no matter how I feel right now, because feelings are temporary, but the results of your choices last. You can't control how much time you have left in life, but you can control how you use it today. Every goal you've set for yourself comes down to this. Are you disciplined enough to make it happen? Do you respect your own word enough to follow through? People who succeed don't magically get more hours in the day. They've just mastered the art of not wasting the ones they have. They cut out what doesn't serve them. They say no to things that steal their time. They know that discipline is the bridge between wanting something and having it. And here's the thing. If you don't build discipline, life will discipline you. It will give you the results of your choices, whether you like them or not. If you choose laziness, it will give you regret. If you choose distraction, it will give you missed opportunities. If you choose comfort, it will give you an uncomfortable future. The bill for your lack of discipline always comes due, and it's always more expensive than the cost of just doing the work now. You keep telling yourself you'll start when things slow down, when you have more time, when life gets easier. But that day never comes. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. And the only way to get stronger is through discipline. That's how you take control of your hours, your days, your years. That's how you stop blaming the clock and start owning your choices. Success won't wait for you to feel ready. Readiness comes from action, not comfort. Too many people are standing on the sidelines of their own life, waiting for that magical moment when they'll feel ready. They think success is patient, like it's going to sit there with its arms crossed, tapping its foot, saying, take your time, I'll wait for you. But that's not how it works. Success is moving right now, and it's only stopping for the people who jump in, even when they're scared, even when they're unsure, even when they feel like they have no idea what they're doing. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. The truth is, readiness is a lie you tell yourself to avoid discomfort. You think you need more practice, more confidence, more certainty before you start, but you don't. You need movement. Action creates readiness. Every skill you're missing, every ounce of confidence you want, every bit of knowledge you think you lack. You don't get that from sitting still. You get that from doing. You don't become ready before you act. You become ready because you act. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, and plan all the steps, but none of that will give you what you need until you actually step into the arena. The first day will feel messy. You'll feel exposed. You'll doubt yourself, but that's part of the process. Nobody shows up fully ready. They show up willing to look unready while they learn. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who win don't wait for the perfect confidence. They move with imperfect courage. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It tricks you into thinking you're preparing when really you're avoiding. You keep saying, once I have more money, once I have more time, once I have more skills, but deep down, you know those are stalls, not steps. You're protecting your comfort, but success lives outside of it. The longer you stay where it's safe, the further success gets from you. And the harsh truth, it doesn't slow down to come back for you. Think about all the opportunities you've already let pass because you told yourself you weren't ready. Those doors didn't stay open. Someone else walked through them. Someone who didn't have it all figured out either, but who was willing to figure it out on the way. That's how it works. The job you want, the relationship you want, the lifestyle you want, the dream you're chasing, they all belong to the ones who are willing to step forward before they feel 100% certain. Readiness isn't a feeling, it's a result. It's the confidence you earn after taking action again and again. It's the skill you build by failing and adjusting. It's the strength you develop by showing up when it's uncomfortable. If you wait for comfort, you'll never move. If you move, comfort will eventually come, but only after the work. You've got to decide that feeling scared, feeling unsure, feeling not good enough is not a reason to hold back. Those feelings are proof you're in the right place, that you're pushing into new territory. Every breakthrough you want is on the other side of, I don't feel ready. Every level up in your life starts with you stepping into something you're not fully prepared for. Success is not looking for people who are perfectly ready. It's looking for people who are willing to go before they are. The truth is, there will always be another reason to wait, always another excuse, always another way to convince yourself the timing isn't right. But if you keep waiting for the feeling of readiness, you'll watch your shot pass by and it won't circle back. Opportunities fade. Hesitation is expensive. Slow moves cost big chances. Opportunities are not permanent fixtures in life. They are like open doors in a crowded hallway. If you hesitate, someone else will walk through before you do. Too many people lose their shot at greatness, not because they didn't have talent, not because they didn't have resources, but because they moved too slow. They waited too long to decide, too long to act, too long to believe in themselves. And by the time they were ready, the moment had already passed. Hesitation feels safe in the moment, but it's actually one of the most dangerous habits you can have. It tricks you into thinking you're being careful, strategic, waiting for the right time. But in reality, you're watching the window close in slow motion. Every second you spend overthinking is a second someone else spends executing. They're not smarter than you. They're not more gifted. They're just faster to commit. Life doesn't reward those who are the most cautious. It rewards those who move when the door is open. And the door doesn't stay open forever. That job opening you thought you'd apply for next week gets filled. That idea you've been sitting on for months, someone else launches it first. That person you've been meaning to reach out to gets pulled into someone else's circle. Opportunities are living things. They either grow when you act on them or they die when you hesitate. Hesitation is expensive because it's not just costing you the opportunity itself. It's costing you the momentum, the connections, the experience, the lessons you could have gained from acting sooner. You can always make more money, but you can never get back time. And every opportunity you let slip away is a piece of time you can't rewind. The truth is, you're never going to feel perfectly ready, and the conditions will never be flawless. If you keep waiting for zero risk, you'll never make a move. The people who win big are not reckless. They just understand that movement creates clarity. You learn more by taking one imperfect step than by spending months analyzing the perfect one. Hesitation is also a mindset. It comes from fear of failing, fear of looking stupid, fear of what people will think. But fear doesn't go away because you wait, it grows. The longer you delay, the bigger it feels until it becomes another excuse to stay stuck. The only way to shrink fear is by acting in spite of it. Every missed opportunity adds up. You may think it's just one moment, just one decision, but those just ones stack into a lifetime of regret. And regret is heavier than any risk you could have taken. You'll carry it for years, wondering, what if? Knowing deep down that the only reason you didn't find out is because you moved too slow. There's a harsh reality you need to face. The world doesn't stop for you. It's not going to pause until you feel comfortable. It's moving constantly. If you're not moving with it, you're falling behind. The people who move quickly aren't always the most prepared, but they give themselves a chance to win. You can't win a race you never start. Opportunities fade. That's just the truth. They don't wait for your confidence to catch up. They don't care about your excuses. They don't slow down for your comfort. You either take them when they show up, or you watch them go to someone else who was willing to act without hesitation, act like you only get one shot, because you do life isn't a rehearsal. It's game time. Now you don't get a practice round in life. This isn't a dress rehearsal where you get to test the lines, mess up, and then try again for the real show. This is it. Every day you wake up, you are playing in the championship game of your own life, and the clock is already running. The problem is too many people act like they have unlimited do-overs. They treat time like it's infinite, like they can waste years figuring it out and still have plenty left. But here's the truth. You don't know how much time you have left. And once it's gone forever. When you understand that you only get one shot, everything changes. You stop coasting. You stop letting fear make your decisions. You stop treating opportunities like they'll always be there. You start moving with urgency, with purpose, with the kind of focus that comes from knowing this is your only chance to do it. Because it is. There's no second life where you get to try again. There's no alternate version of you that will take the risks you avoided. It's you here now, and every choice you make is shaping the only story you get to tell. Life doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't stop so you can get ready. It doesn't hit pause while you figure it out. The days keep moving, whether you use them or waste them. And if you waste them, they're gone. The game keeps going, but you're sitting on the bench, watching everyone else take shots while you're still thinking about whether you should step on the court. The people who win at life are the ones who act like the clock is always ticking, because it is. They understand that hesitation is costly. They know that if they want something, they have to go after it now, not someday. They understand that the window for action isn't open forever. That business idea, that relationship, that skill you want to master, if you don't take the shot now, someone else will, and the opportunity will be gone. When you treat life like a rehearsal, you play small. You tell yourself you're warming up, that you'll go all in later. But later turns into never, and warming up turns into watching from the sidelines. You've got to start treating today like it's your last chance to get it right. That doesn't mean rushing blindly. It means playing with full effort, with no holding back, with the kind of intensity that refuses to leave anything undone. Fear will try to convince you to wait. Comfort will try to convince you to take it easy. But fear and comfort are the enemies of people who only get one shot. If you want to live a life worth remembering, you can't keep protecting yourself from failure. You have to risk it. You have to put yourself out there. You have to shoot, knowing you might miss, because the only way to guarantee you lose is to not take the shot at all. When you finally understand that this is it, that there's no redo, no alternate ending, you start to see everything differently. Every day becomes an opportunity, not an obligation. Every decision matters. Every moment counts. You stop playing for later and start playing for now, because there is no later. There's only this shot, this moment, this chance. And if you don't take it, it's gone for good.